going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Dueling Fates podcast. Today we're covering Across the Spider-Verse because I believe it is the 2-year anniversary of the film. Bro is cackling to himself, giggling to himself. What?
No.
Did I peek too much?
No. I had to go change I had to go change the thing.
God damn it, geek!
Hey man, we're recording back to back, and I have 58 minutes before I gotta be somewhere else recording a different thing.
And you ain't gonna make it 58 minutes because apparently you have to complain about this movie.
A little bit.
Yeah, Across the Spider-Verse.
We get
the sequel to Into the Spider-Verse. Geek has problems with this movie. I'm confused. I have small problems with this movie, but not like something major. I think it's just a step down, a small, very, very small step down from Into the Spider-Verse. One of the big things I love, I'm gonna cut Geek off where you can start bitching. We spend 20 minutes in the Gwen's universe to start this movie in a very beautiful place. Like the watercolors is just like gorgeous. I fucking love it. And we spend 20 minutes in Gwen's universe, and I don't regret a second. It feels like 10, and this movie just goes by super fast. You know, it's 2.5 hours long.
Okay.
I'm going to put a pass out there before you start bitching.
All right. Well, I want you to put your negative out there right now. Why is it a slight step back for you?
I can't even like pinpoint it. I'm like, I don't like this as much as Into, but I really like it a lot. Like, it's great. Fucking fantastic. I just can't pinpoint where I are wrong with it.
Okay. I guess.
Do you not like Vampire Spider-Man 2099? I love Vampire 2099.
That's not it at all.
Oh, here's my negative. They show Spider-Man 2099 with a cape for 2 seconds just to get into Fortnite.
True.
Never again throughout the whole movie.
So I know this movie technically came out first in comparison to Loki season 2, but only kind of. There's a lot of things. Okay, I know this is gonna be stupid, but the thing that bugs me a lot, this is just how my brain works, is the entire thing of referencing the canon and these events that must happen, while also being in a multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
Which doesn't make sense. The multiverse shouldn't exist because they reference the first of the live action Spider-Man they reference is Tom Holland, because they say Doctor Strange and that boy in universe 1999. That's the actual MCU universe, which means that the whole sacred timeline thing actually matters, which means there are not multiverses. There's the one. The multiverse doesn't exist yet. So this entirely breaks all of the MCU for no fucking reason, because Sony's fucking useless. They could have just not referenced that.
Geek buddy, the Spider-Verse and the multiverse work on 2 separate timelines. They're completely separate. I'm not even shooting you. The Spider-Verse and the multiverse are 2 separate beings.
Yes, to a degree, yes, but also no. Based on
No, I'm serious. They are.
No.
In Marvel continuity, the Spider-Verse and the multiverse.
Yes, in comics continuity, but we're not talking about that.
Why not?
Because that's not what.
This idea
no, we're referencing the films, not the comics.
Also,
because these films aren't in the comics.
Was propaganda from Kang. So
right, but it still is the only thing that existed because they pruned every non canon universe.
They don't have access to the Spider-Verse.
Yes, they do, because it's just another universe.
It's not.
No, but it is
the same.
We're not claiming that they went that far. They were that smart about it and went that far. It's Sony. We're not claiming they were that smart. We're not doing that.
I'm gonna give it to them because I want to fight you. I'm fighting you.
But it just completely breaks everything for no reason, and it doesn't need to.
And I'm telling you, the Spider-Verse and the multiverse are two separate beings that coexist at the same time. That have similar factors, but are not the same.
Except they are, because you need multiple universes to have each of these Spider-Men, which means you need the multiverse. You have to have the multiverse for the Spider-Verse to exist. The Spider-Verse, the thing that you're referencing as the Spider-Verse, isn't the different universes, because that's just the multiverse. You're just referencing the clan that is ran by Spider-Man 2099. The Spider-Verse is just a collection of idiot Spider-Men. Yes.
That are created by the web.
The web that holds the multiverse together, you dumb motherfucker.
Same multiverse. Also, who gives a fuck?
I do.
It's a nice little reference.
Yeah,
and
but it breaks everything.
It breaks everything. Fuck off. It's a
like they just Andrew,
referencing. If they took out that reference, would you be happy?
Honestly, I would be much happier. Yes.
Why? They reference Andrew in the same exact fucking film.
Yeah, but
and Andrew's in that movie.
But Andrew, yeah, but it's the specific mention of the specific universe that bugs me.
Andrew's in this movie, and he's in No Way Home, which is the same movie you're bitching about.
Yes, I get it. But in my head, if you just remove the reference to 1999-99, no, if you remove the reference to 1999-99, you get, God, this is the nerdiest conversation we've had on this show. This is incredible.
No, our conversation about Star Wars probably were nerdy.
I don't know. But you remove the reference to Tom in Universe 1999-99, suddenly, at least in my head, I can pretend that the references to Toby and Andrew are just all their own thing, and I can't. Yeah, I can. I can pretend. Also, because this. Yeah, I don't know.
You're dumb.
No, I'm not.
You're literally losing your own fight with yourself.
No, I'm not having a fight with myself. I'm having a fight with you.
Also, Geek, the TASM 2 game universe is also in this. When the TASM universe exists in this. No complaints about that?
No. It's a video game.
That takes place in the same universe.
Well, no, it takes place in a different... The game itself takes place in a much different universe, you fucking idiot.
The TASM 2 game, it takes place at the same time as TASM 2.
Okay. That is not the same universe as... Okay, but that game... Yeah, you're just wrong, because that game isn't played in Andrew Garfield's universe, which is what you're trying to imply. That game is being played... No. What are you talking about?
There's a small snippet of using TASM 2's fucking game, and Andrew the same fucking thing, but is that the same universe? Those two different universes, but like... Probably
two different universes. Maybe it's the same. That actually does not have anything to do with what we're talking about. Holy shit, you're stupid.
Oh my god. Anyways, either way, you're
but that's why it gets docked points and it's not better than Into. No, I'm bitching about one thing that actually matters, and you just made an entirely different reference that has nothing to do with my argument.
You're bitching about Tom being mentioned in this movie, but Andrew also being in this movie makes it that Tom also exists because he shows up in No Way Home.
Yeah, but that's after the multiverse opens up. That's okay.
It shows up after the multiverse opens up. Because they walk in, you see fucking Spider-Gwen exists before then. And she's from a different universe.
Okay. I mean, okay. The multiverse in the MCU exists when Andrew shows up. It did not exist.
Oh my god.
The multiverse didn't exist yet when this movie came out.
What do you mean?
The multiverse doesn't come in. The multiverse and the timelines branching doesn't come into existence until Loki, which comes out 6 months after this.
My guy.
They fucked up the timeline.
No, he mentions Tom, which the movie came out before. That movie came out before this one.
One of them.
No Way Home came in 2021, and Across came in 2023.
No Way Home came out in 2021?
Yes.
That's wild. Liar. Uh,
Stop! Look at you, hoe.
well, now I'm more confused because the multiverse shouldn't have existed in No Way Home. Oh, no, I'm thinking of the wrong season of Loki. All of my problems are because I thought of the wrong season of a television show.
I haven't fucking like seen all. I haven't seen Loki season 2. And I'm still like, you're wrong.
You should. Loki's incredible.
I fell asleep during Loki season 1 multiple times. I'm not touching it.
Dude, you fall asleep during all sorts of things.
No, like I fell asleep out of boredom.
So you're just stupid. Got it.
I said I don't like Loki as a character, so.
But you also, I don't know, you're a weirdo who ranked Spider-Man No Way Home a 5 out of 5.
I love the movie.
Have you watched it again since the theater?
Yeah. I don't need the theater. There's weird
The constant
breaks
37-second pauses for every time a character comes on screen drives me nuts.
Bug me. You know what's happening? You know what's happening while I'm watching over here on the couch? I stand up and start clapping.
Oh, so you're one of those fucking losers. Got it.
Oh, I didn't clap during the theater, but every time I'm back here watching the movie, I'm like, yeah, let's fucking go. But yeah, we spent 20 minutes in Gwen's universe, and didn't get a reference that he fucking hates apparently. No, but I love the fucking Tom reference. I'm referencing the fucking Tom reference that you get.
Well, you were referencing Gwen's universe, which has nothing to do with the Tom reference.
They mention it while they're in the fucking Gwen's universe. You fucking twat.
No, that gets mentioned in the Spider-Verse by Miguel.
They talk about when they're saving the fucking art museum.
No.
Yes.
No. Because Miles isn't there.
He didn't tell Miles this. He's talking to Gwen.
No, when he talks about 1999, that is 2 miles in the like Spider-Verse campus. 100%.
Holland reference across the Spider-Verse. I'm looking it up.
Yeah, I know you are.
There's the Andrew Garfield. Yeah, I got the Andrew Garfield reference, guys. I get it. Stop. Okay, I guess he does mention it to Miles. I don't know why I remember it also being in.
It wasn't.
Fucking
You're just dumb.
Anyways, but we spent time learning about Gwen's backstory, about her killing her Peter, who is Blue Lizard, which I also really love that little change.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
Except for she kills Peter.
She doesn't do all the friends things, and we start the movie off with an awesome drama solo.
True.
That ends with her kicking her shit over and quitting. And her relationship with the dad, we will learn about that, and it's like estranged daughter, but also like close. It's a relationship I relate to a lot, but also not at the same time, you know.
Yeah, sorry, I was reading an article.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're trying to learn how the multiverse works.
No, so I was reading an article talking about how they retconned the Earth 1999. The article. Okay, so here's the headline that I clicked on: Sony's MCU Spider-Man Earth 1999 retcon explained by Across the Spider-Verse director. But it's not a retcon. I don't understand I don't think whoever wrote this understands what retcon means. And it just hurts my brain.
It is a retcon because they call it 12616. And they're saying, no, that's actually 1999, whatever fucking.
Because all of Marvel, except for the MCU, calls the MCU Earth 1999. That's not a retcon. I think that is genuinely just the idea is that the main universe is 616. And I think it's a meta thing of the MCU thinks it is the main universe. And because remember, the MCU named itself that.
Oh, Mysterio did.
Yeah. That's the MCU naming itself. In itself. Where every other reference to it is, yes, it is. Where every other reference to it in every other piece of media ever, and even the official Marvel like breakdown say it is universe 1999-99. I'm sick of saying 1999-99.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
I can
nines.
see that. What I was talking about before is we started learning about Gwen's relationship with her father, which is a very complicated one. It's strange, but not as strange. It's a nice relationship that I resonate with a lot, but not at the same time. That makes sense?
You're not a superhero whose dad's trying to.
No, I'm just
them?
talking more about the strange father.
Did you kill
and
your
the
best
strange
friend
parent
on accident?
No, about that. It wasn't on accident. Geeks typing 911.
Yes.
No, it's a nice relationship that is touched on, and it's just, I don't know how to explain it.
Actually, for the entire beginning of the movie, it's not a very nice relationship.
No, no, because you can feel that they love each other. Like, I mean, she literally hugs him like immediately. But like they love each other, but like there's this tension in place, which we know what the tension is. In this case, it's Spider-Gwen being Gwen. Whether he knows her at that point or not, there's still that tension. I don't know. It's relatable. And again, I'm gonna be like I'm gonna quote about it all the time. The watercolor colors of Gwen's universe is so fucking gorgeous. I love it a lot.
It's such a different way to do things, though. It's very interesting.
It's the reason why these movies take fucking forever to make.
Well, actually, I feel like the watercolor of Gwen's would make it easier to make because you don't have to like actively try that hard. Most of it's just color block. Gwen's universe is actually probably the easiest for them to do and takes the least amount of time. Oh yeah, well if you think about how it would actually work, yeah, I love that. When you stop and think about things, sometimes that's just how I picture your brain going. Oh yeah, if you actually thought about it for 7 seconds, yeah, that makes sense.
No, I'm thinking about what universe might be the hardest anime. I'm thinking it's Earth 42. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The end of the movie.
Anyways, they took a whole 20-minute block to do this little arc with Gwen finding out about Miguel and Jessica.
Yeah.
In the whole Spider-Verse. It doesn't feel like 20 minutes, but it's a great opening.
The whole Miguel and Jessica showing up thing and the like recruitment into the Spider Society thing bugs me because like by the end of the movie you realize, oh, Spider Society kind of sucks and is evil and bad.
Mm-hmm.
But like you get that vibe immediately, and it drives me nuts when a spider person can't figure out that the person in front of them's evil.
You know why?
Why she can't figure it out?
Well, yeah.
Why any spider person can't figure out that they're evil?
And why a person wouldn't care at that point.
Okay, but it's not just her in that moment. It's every spider person all the time. No matter how many evil things Miguel does, they just are like, yeah, we're the good guys, but we do this evil shit. That's okay. I'm sorry. The entire point of your character. You're Spider-Man.
Propaganda.
Only idiots fall for propaganda.
Well, spider people rely on their spider sense when anything as bad is happening, and their spider sense can't be triggered by other spider people.
That is just untrue. We literally watch it get triggered in this movie by other spider people all the time. So either that's false or you're stupid.
Where?
Okay, even in the last movie, that's how Peter figured out, the original Peter figured out that Miles existed. That's their spider sense triggering by another spider person. Yes, it is.
It's a
You
spider
can't
sense telling you
it's
there's
the
another
same fucking
spider
thing.
person nearby, not that they're in danger about that spider person.
But I also, in like every piece of media, the spider sense still works on Venom and other spider people.
It doesn't. No, Venom doesn't trigger spider sense.
I guess
Because the symbiote knows the spider sense and knows how to get around it. I swear to God, it's canon that Venom does not trigger the spider sense because of his time with Peter.
Then how does Peter constantly dodge Venom from moves he can't see? That's the spider sense.
That's why Venom always gets him off guard. You get at least one good hit on him. Knocks the living shit out of him.
That doesn't make sense. Because again, in all of these fights, how are they dodging attacks that they cannot see? That's spider sense. So either you're wrong and stupid, or everyone working on these comics is wrong and stupid. It's one of them.
Venom is known to act without setting off the spider sense. That's from the official wikis.
That just is not accurate. I don't care if they say that it's accurate based on what you see in both comics and live action and animation. That's just wrong.
Because you know what happens when you write a comic or write a movie or write anything really, that when someone sets something up, you fucking just say, fuck it, throw out the wall.
So why are you pretending it's true then?
That's the canon.
Yeah, and as this movie intentionally points out, that the canon doesn't fucking matter.
That canon and this canon are two separate things.
Right, and in this canon, he can obviously sense other spider people and their attacks. And even if it doesn't explicitly, even if you don't explicitly think so, by the fact that they dodge things that they cannot see coming from spider people, that is your spider sense acknowledging spider people.
Hey,
you dumb motherfucker.
Geek, you know the feeling when you know that someone's looking at you and you can't see them? That works.
Okay, Grayson, here's what we're going to do. The first time we meet up, you're going to stand over there and I'm going to throw knives at you with your back turned.
Well, why not? Why a knife? Why can't it be like a box? It could be a heavy box.
No, it's going to be knives. Keep fucking talking, and it's going to be swords. Yes, I know how to throw knives.
Oh, cool, me too.
And we're going to see if you can dodge a single one of them.
If I can dodge a wrench, I can dodge dodgeball.
Well, this isn't a dodgeball, and in dodgeball, you're looking at where the person's throwing from. You don't get to even know where I'm standing.
Have you ever seen dodgeball?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know if you could. Dodgeball, he's like, you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge anything.
I know. I'm going to start throwing knives at him now.
I'm going to throw you. Anyways. Back to Across the Spider-Verse. And then we spent another 20 minutes with Miles setting up his little conflict throughout this whole movie between him and his parents. And his duties to be Spider-Man and school and his personal life. While also wanting to go back, find his friends, Gwen, Peter, blah, blah, blah. Gives him access to the multiverse. But they found out Gwen has access to the multiverse and has had access to the multiverse for a few months.
Yeah.
And we're trying to figure out why she hasn't gone to see him, and she's trying to not answer his questions about it, but also gloating about her multiverse endeavors.
And her multiversal boyfriend.
Not boyfriend.
Husband? No.
I'm sorry, you've never had a platonic relationship with a woman?
Where they are constantly sleeping at my house? No.
Sleeping in the universe does not mean you're sleeping in the house. And also,
No,
she's also
they literally say stayed at his place and she is actively wearing his clothes.
and she's actively homeless.
Okay.
He's being a good person.
Do you
by
not
letting her...
realize how the show is referencing it? And the entire point is to make you think that this is happening, whether it did or not.
Exactly. And I'm saying it didn't because this is just like a friendly relationship. Like, Hobie does not give a fuck about Miles being into Gwen or Gwen being into Miles. Like,
So maybe they're not dating.
He actively roots for them to get together.
That's fair.
By creating as many situations as possible to get them in the same area.
That's fair.
Hobie is just the greatest wingman in the world, and Miles is just a little bit jealous of him because he doesn't realize what he's doing.
Well, I mean, you would be too, right? The girl you're in love with is constantly staying at this dude's place. She's wearing his clothes, leaving her clothes at his place. Like, you gotta realize the feeling that has to instill. No, like, and like, it's not even a trust thing because like they're not together. It doesn't matter. But it's just like ow, damn.
No, I get it. I understand like the feeling, and that's why I think it's funny that people are like, they were dating. I'm like, well, clearly. The whole rest of the movie shows you they weren't, but like also that's kind of the whole deal is to make it.
It's supposed to make you feel that way because it's supposed to make Miles feel that way, and it does.
But there's this really beautiful scene at this Miles' second opening for this next 20 minutes, which leads you to 40 minutes of opening basically, which I love. Where they're on the tower, the Williamsburg Tower, and they're like sitting upside down.
Yeah.
It lays out like their motivations and like their feelings towards one another, and it has this beautiful backdrop from upside down New York City while they're actually upside down. It's just, mwah.
Yeah.
Dead.
We get the one Gwen Stacy line that I swear I see in at least 12 TikToks a day.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, that in every other universe. It's also just at the end of whichever song that is.
Yeah. I think it's Calling.
Is it Self-Love or is it?
It's Calling.
It's not, because it's on a song that's on my playlist and Calling's not.
Why is Calling not? It's not Self-Love.
Are you sure?
I'll play with Call. I'll play right now.
Well, it's just the end, man.
1 second.
I guess I can just open it in my other.
It is Self-Love.
It's almost like I know things. Grayson, you
know
got me to
music
be
is a
wrong
weird
about
thing.
one thing today. You're not getting another one.
I won.
You got me one time.
Yay!
That wasn't even you winning. It was...
Because you realize you're fucking wrong, but you pointing out, hey,
shit.
No Way Home came out in 2021.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Because in my head, for whatever reason, I also don't think, because like Loki season 1, the very end is where the multiverse splits off and then No Way Home happens. In my head, the split off doesn't happen until the end of Loki season 2 for some reason.
It just becomes a center point for the multiverse.
Right. But I've just confused the two moments, I guess.
Get fucked. Anyways, back to the movie, because I'm
right.
As you said, you have to be somewhere in a half hour, and
yeah, we're barely into the movie. Yeah,
well, we're not. We're 40 minutes into the movie.
That's a decent ways, but it's also not. We haven't even gotten to the beginning yet.
It's you mean
you literally said they still are in the opening. You get 40 minutes of opening. Therefore, we're not even out of the opening yet, you stupid fuck. I'm using the words you say, and you somehow...
We haven't talked about Spot yet.
He's certainly an interesting villain.
What do you mean? What do you mean? This sounds like sarcasm. He's a great villain.
Yeah,
he is Miles' mirror.
I guess. Why are you calling him his mirror?
They were created at relatively the same time because, I mean,
No.
in that first movie, he's become Spider-Man until after the Spot's created, actually. Because the Spot becomes the Spot during the Collider.
Yeah, not the.
No, I'm sorry. Miles becomes Spider-Man right before.
Yeah, I was gonna
becomes the
say
Spot.
in both Collider scenes, he's got spider powers because it's Spot who gave him spider powers, and it wasn't just right before. It was the second Collider scene where Spot becomes Spot. So the end of the
Miles
movie
becomes Spider-Man.
Oh my god!
It's literally in the first movie. He's like, it's a leap of faith.
Oh my god! He
That's
became
because Spider-Man.
Spider-Man the minute he got bit by the fucking spider.
No, he had powers, but doesn't become Spider-Man until the end of the movie when he says it's a leap of faith. You just know it literally spells it out for you, geek.
He was already Spider-Man.
He had spider powers. He wasn't Spider-Man.
He had spider
yet.
powers. He wore the suit. He was Spider-Man. If it walks like a duck and talks like a duck, it's probably a fucking moron based on this guy. Bro is not ready for that one.
I'm telling you, Miles doesn't become Spider-Man until the second Collider, or right before the second Collider. The Spot becomes Spot after the second Collider. Why'd you create that guy?
Why'd you create that
fucking
guy?
line.
I didn't. I love how he makes his voice deeper. It's so stupid, but so funny.
Gwen does the same thing, and I think it's a nice little touch to it.
It's true. Gwen does do the same thing. It's like, I feel like your parent would know. I just do.
My theory is that at least Jefferson knows that Miles is Spider-Man somewhat. Like, he's not like 100% on it. Like, he's got like definitely a not so subtle sneaking suspicion that he is Spider-Man.
That would make sense. But like, I feel like with both of them, it's just as a parent, if you heard Spider-Man talk and it just sounds like your kid doing a deeper voice, maybe it's just your kid. And I feel like most parents could figure that out. Not all.
Yeah.
But I feel like most, and I feel like based on what we've seen in the movies, both sets of, well, Gwen's dad and both of Miles' parents should be able to figure that out. They're close enough with their kids. They should be able to figure that out.
I forgot to mention that Gwen reveals her secret identity to her dad. Her dad still tries to arrest her.
Oh, yeah.
That sets up for a later thing, so I wanted to mention it.
Because it also sets up for like her talk with Miles, because he says he wants to reveal who he is to his parents, and she tells him not to.
Which, that scene actually sprung a lot of theories that Gwen was transgender, which I'm fine with. A lot of people didn't like that. A lot of people thought, like, no, it can't be.
Who cares?
It's a headcanon. They're not going to confirm it. This is Sony. They're not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. But if it's your headcanon, run with it, man. I don't give a shit.
Fair.
I mean,
because I know part of that was she has the like trans flag in her room. I remember that.
And also the colors of our universe are trans colors, and her costume is technically trans colors. But that was a stretch because people are like, wow, this has Nazi colors. Let's calm it.
All right, man. It's just black and red. Settle down. That's also Atlanta Falcons colors, man. Just calm down. Just calm down.
Yeah, you're just a Falcons fan in Harlem.
I mean, that wouldn't be the weirdest thing ever.
I mean,
I'm not saying it would be normal, but it wouldn't be the weirdest thing.
Fair.
Because, like, Miles, he could have just been, like, a really big Julio Jones fan.
That's so fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, got him. I figured it out. I got it. Well, I was trying to think it through in my head. It's like, do I say the one that would suck if it was the right answer, but it totally could have been? But it totally couldn't have. Miles is too young to be a Michael Vick fan. At least a Falcons Michael Vick fan. Yeah. But Julio could totally be. I'm trying to think of other teams that wear black and red just in general.
Atlanta FC.
Do any of
Atlanta
the New
Hawks.
York teams wear black and red? I don't know hockey very well.
Not that I know. That's the Rangers and the Islanders that don't wear black and red.
Okay.
The Blackhawks do. Bulls do.
I was gonna say he could also just he's not
He's
Oh.
MJ Truther.
actually we know he's not a Bulls fan. Because even though it doesn't say like that it's a Knicks jersey, he is absolutely wearing a Knicks jersey in this movie.
It is a Knicks jersey in his universe. It's the Brooklyn Knicks.
Right. It's just it doesn't say Knicks or New York because the copyright issues. So it says
It's also just an alternate universe than ours. It's still
right.
alluding to that.
No, part of me, I genuinely think the whole reason for that is Sony just didn't want to pay for the rights to have it be a real Knicks jersey, which is super fair, and I get it. But
Fuck James Dolan.
so, well, it's Brooklyn. Maybe they're owned by who owns the Nets?
Some Russian dude.
Maybe it's him.
Anyways.
Maybe it's James Russian. I'm
Shut
sorry.
But like Spot was creating havoc. It made Miles be late for his like, who are you meeting?
A weird college
kind of
placement meeting when he's
Sophomore.
yeah, that's wild.
I don't know. She said let's jump on early on it. It was just an easy way to get.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, our
it's a
school's
fun scene with
guidance
Spot.
counselor didn't try to help you figure out how to get into college ever. So
That's because the nearest college to you was 3 states over.
no, it was like 4 feet, you jackass.
Yeah.
Not important. But yeah, he was late to that, and his mom's mad. And then he runs out. He shows up late, talks for a bit, goes, "This is what I want to do." He wants to study some form of physics. I was only half paying attention.
Quantum.
Did he actually say quantum
Quantum.
physics? Okay, believable. Because he wants to figure out how to travel between universes so he can go find Gwen.
Can you be that obsessed with a woman that you would go
Yes.
dimensions across? I get it.
I mean,
Just like, can you imagine that?
yeah. Well, I feel like I can imagine doing that a lot. It'd be pretty easy. Dude, I literally the person I spend like 6 hours a week being is that obsessed with somebody. Bro forgot about Tarnath. Can I imagine that? Yes, I actively do weekly.
I'm sorry, your wife's dead. Okay.
That is like the biggest plot that is driving our campaign right now.
Anywho, yeah. Well, Glenn shows up in his universe, anyways.
Yeah.
But there's a little tidbit where like he is like getting a B in Spanish, and his mom snaps her fingers, and the Puerto Rican flag shows up. Like this cute little 2-second, not even 2-second, half-second thing. You have to really pay attention to get.
I love how mad she was about that. It's so funny.
Well, yeah, because if you are a Hispanic mother and your Hispanic son is not getting an A+ in Spanish when he speaks Spanish fluently, there's a problem.
It's so funny though.
I'm glad they don't shy away from his Latino heritage.
God, what happens after that?
Well, Gwen shows up.
Oh yeah, we've been talking about
his
Gwen
mirror.
showing up, hanging out.
Well, she's trying to find the spot because he's causing anomalies. After stealing an ATM machine, the M already means machine.
Yeah, I loved that. That is
But
the
yeah,
most
just there-
Spider-Man Miles Morales feels in the entire this so far in both of these movies is that scene in the convenience store. He's just
but she's not there.
snacking while the guy's trying to steal the fucking thing.
I'll show you if you fix this thing, it's on the house. Um, but Gwen's not really there for Miles. She's there to hunt down the spot. But they're like, you shouldn't go see Miles because
She
things we
had
learn
to
later on in the
because she
movie.
loves him.
I don't know if she does. Not at this point. I don't think she loves him at this point. I think she
I
just
think
has
she
his,
does
deep
because that's
connection.
after the conversation on the upside down conversation on the building, where maybe she's not like in love with him yet, but she definitely like actively really likes him in that way.
I would say she has feelings towards him, most definitely. It's just, what are those feelings at that current moment?
Sure.
They're confusing. They're teenagers. This is what happens. You
I
get
don't know,
confused in your
because
feelings.
it's very easy with there's a first time for everything, right? And then the like laying her head on his shoulder. That is very much telling of like, yes, there is. But she's right. It never ends well, and it actively doesn't in this movie.
Well, the movie doesn't end, so.
Well, yes, the movie does end. What are you talking about?
It doesn't end.
So is it still playing? Has it still been playing for 2 years? There's no ending to this movie, you fucking idiot. The credits rolled. The movie ended. You're stupid.
It's a part 1, baby.
Technically, it's a part 2. Into would have been the part 1. If you're going to be fucking stupid, at least be stupid correctly.
It's a part 1 to an ending.
No, it's the middle part of a trilogy. Empire is not part 1 of the ending of Star Wars. You're not going to get into a semantics argument with me and win. You're just not. You know this.
I already did.
No, you didn't. You got into a knowing years argument. Congrats. I didn't know what year a movie came out. That's not semantics.
Yeah. Don't get an argument about what year a movie came out. I know most definitely at least within 1 or 2 years.
Well, technically, so did I. 2021 is 2 years before 2023. That's close.
Yeah, but buddy, no.
Yeah. No, by the logic you just used.
If it's recent, I'm getting it dead on the
but
hammer
no,
nail.
You're getting it dead on the hammer nail.
Only the hammer dead on the nail, yeah. Shut the fuck up, man. We're talking about Spider-Man.
Apparently, you're talking about hammers and nails. They didn't bring back the hammer in this movie.
They talk about hammer space in this movie. They talk about it.
Do they?
Yeah, because when they're fighting Vulture, Miguel goes, he's got hammer space. And they have a blurb that he says, like, hammer space is a cartoon invention where there's infinite space that you can just grab from.
That's not what I was talking about. I just meant Miles didn't have the hammer.
The hammer is in hammer space.
Yeah, but he didn't have it. There was no hammer. Just because they talk about hammer space doesn't mean there was a hammer. He's getting into the semantic argument again, and he's getting mad because he's losing.
Anyways, the Spot escapes into the multiverse or Spider-Verse, whatever they fucking call you. And then Gwen realizes she's fucked up. Jess is like, you fucked up. And Miles is right behind her, invisible.
The head to Earth 5101.
Mubatin. I love the design of this, man.
Yeah. I think
and this is right here, the traffic. This is where the traffic. This is where the traffic.
It's all traffic. That city was fucking huge.
Yeah.
And leveled.
It's New York and India together.
It's more than that.
Or more like New Delhi.
It's more than that. It's like a futuristic version of both. It's literally got layers.
Yeah, we have cities have layers now. Have you looked at the Chinese city?
Oh, well, that's fair. Yeah. Where you take an elevator up from floor 11 and end up on floor 2 and none of it makes any fucking sense. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then Miles breaks the canon for the first time. Well, actually, his existence is breaking the canon. He was the original broken canon, apparently.
We don't find that out till later. I love
pretty soon after this. It's the whole next little bit.
I love the moment that Spider-Man in India shows up. He immediately calls out the romantic tension between Gwen and Miles at the point of and he's monologuing to himself. They're not even like responding.
They don't
to him.
acknowledge it at
He's
all.
just like, he's just like talking about it like it's like a fucking soap opera, and I love it. Spider-Man India is great.
Is that his? I
so the
thought
traffic
there
is-
was a.
He's got an actual like name, but I don't know how to
Well, yeah.
pronounce it.
No, I just thought he had a
It's
different.
Spider-Man India.
No, but I didn't know it was just Spider-Man India. I thought it was a different, not his name, but a different like name for the thing. I don't want to misquote it, so I'm looking for the scene.
The chai tea. I love
That
I
was
love chai
so
tea.
funny.
Chai tea, like tea.
Chai
coffee.
means tea. You're calling it TT.
It's that scene gets brought up on Twitter all the time because people will be talking about something that means the exact same thing. I might listen to it. It better be the same fucking soundtrack.
What am I listening to? It's insane.
I didn't know what I was listening to. I'm sorry.
But yeah, no, every bit of him monologuing like them is so funny.
I love that they don't acknowledge it at all. Like they acknowledge it for like a second, like when he's like, "I don't love her," and then they just never talk to us again.
Oh, he loves her. I don't love her. Bro is blushing under that mask, you know it.
Spot ends up going to Alchemax in Spider-Man India's world.
Yeah, because they all fail because they're bad spider people.
Yeah, he gets stuck behind the barrier. Miles is trying to figure out how to do the Venom thing.
And then Hobie.
And then we get one of the best characters in the whole movie. We get Hobie,
Spider-Punk,
the biggest wingman of all time.
Miles doesn't think so, at least to start.
You know he doesn't.
Hey, bro's trying to steal my girl. This is fucked up. Well, I guess apparently it's his girl.
You have.
How many sweaters do you have? That's a good one. That's the title for this episode. How many sweaters do you have?
Are those my Chucks?
So
yeah,
good.
they end up failing. And Alchemax blows up, and Spot gets more spots.
Yep. In that moment, Spider-Man India's girlfriend or his girlfriend's father is supposed to die. He has to make a choice. It's
supposed to be her father first.
Well, no, but the point is one of them is supposed to die. He is supposed to make a choice because he can't save them both. He's going to choose to save her, obviously. Yeah. But the entire point is that it is framed as a choice. He has to choose. Because he could choose the other one. But then Miles saves her dad anyways, because of course he would. It's the right thing to do.
Supposed to do, but every other Spider-Man's like, buddy, you can't do that.
Yeah, because then we get the entire scene in Spider Society with Miguel O'Hara, who, I'm sorry, reeks of evil all the time.
He's a vampire.
Not all vampires reek of evil.
You do.
No. No.
No.
You.
I needed it. Oh, I wonder.
Also, I love that they acknowledge the stupid elevator platform that he's on. It's like, God, that thing is fucking slow. Thing. Yeah, it's his thing. Just ignore it.
He's gotta have a thing.
So dumb.
Yeah, but they explain the canon.
Yeah, they explain the canon, which is just dumb.
It's an inside joke with the audience. I think it's lovely. It happens in every Spider-Man's life, legitimately. Well, there's things other than just the uncle and the captain that dying that happens. There's also
getting bit
Spider-Man
by the fucking spider.
Well, yeah, that. Shut the fuck up. There's Spider-Man No More, which is like when you give up on being Spider-Man, you tell us about your secret identity. They show a little bit of that. There's also Venom is apparently a canon event.
Yeah.
I think that's
Andrew
I,
never went through it
I
though.
I'm a big Venom fan, so that made me feel good inside.
Well, I mean, Venom existing requires Spider-Man, at least for the way the story gets
No,
told.
no.
Yeah, I
We
know.
no, we see Spock go to the Venom universe where Spider-Man doesn't exist.
Well, technically, Venom is not actually tied to Spider-Man. Technically, the only person that's needed for Venom to exist is Null, but sorry. I still don't
But
understand the
it's canon
MCU for
event
that.
that Venom exists. So
Yeah, well, duh.
well, I'm just saying it's a canon event, and I that made me feel nice inside as a Venom fan. I'm sorry, I was trying to be like,
No
huh?
one
I love
likes
Venom, and it's
Venom,
a
you
canon thing.
weirdo.
Fuck you! I love Venom. I love the first Venom movie too.
Did you know
So fuck you.
Zenon is Venom?
Really? Actually, no. He's symbiote Spider-Man. Two different things.
No.
Yeah, they are two separate things.
Yeah, but he's not in this moment. He's symbiote Zenon. He's not Spider-Man.
It's gonna be. We're gonna have to end up fighting Venom.
Yes. Zenom. So they go through Spider Society. They learn about the canon. Miles goes, well, that's fucking stupid. I don't believe you. I'm going to go save my dad. Miguel tries to say no.
So.
Miles breaks out, has a conversation with Peter B. Parker, where it seems like, and it actually was, I think Peter B. Parker, like, actually just trying to have a conversation, but
I think it's Peter showing that the canon doesn't always work. That he's like trying to keep the canon together, obviously, because he's like realizing that it might collapse the whole entire Spider-Verse. But also, he's trying to show show Miles that the canon isn't always to be followed by Mayday existing.
right. And then
Because Mayday wouldn't exist if they didn't break the fucking Spider-Verse.
right. And then Miguel tracks Miles because of Peter B. Parker. So now Miles doesn't trust anybody even more. He hates everybody.
Yeah.
I loved the entire joke being Peter B. Parker's a bad mentor because of Miles, but then he's just like, yeah, but he beat your ass and he beat your ass and he's outsmarting all of you, so maybe I am the greatest mentor.
And I taught him that move.
Looks like he did have a plan.
That whole chase scene is so masterful, not only because of all the character designs of Spider people, the whole like Spider-Man jokes also mentioned like at the start of it, awesome fucking thing, because
Stop
he's like,
Spider-Man.
Stop Spider-Man, and everyone's like, we're all Spider-Man. Great fucking moment. Like all the character designs that he like interacts with, like from the horse Spider-Man, like Cowboy Spider-Man with the horse, the cat, the fucking T-Rex. Awesome character designs throughout the whole thing.
Why does the horse need a mask?
But it's an awesome fucking chase that keeps you enthralled throughout the whole thing. They intro jokes with it, with like the therapist. It's like, and then let me guess, your uncle died, and then they just bust through.
Yeah.
So it's like a great moments. And as you'll see, if you don't realize it, there's no Miles ever in that Spider Society. There's repeats of other people, but Miles is the only.
If I recall correctly, there's also not a true repeat of Gwen.
I don't believe so.
Because Gwen is also supposed to be it only ever happened once, which makes it really weird. Okay, I know they bring up that the original anomaly is Miles, which is true because, but it's still weird because there's only one of multiple of them. So it's like, but I know it's because the spider that bit him came from another universe. I do get it.
Yeah.
It's just, it's like he's the only one that's not. He's not the only one that's not there multiple times. He's just the only one that shouldn't be there. Then, because of not being bit by the correct spider, the machine sends him to the wrong universe.
he dies. It's this to Universe 42 instead of 1016, I think it was. This home universe.
Something like that. And then Miguel is a bitch. Yeah, Gwen, you let him get away. We get it, man. You weren't good enough to catch a child.
Yeah,
you fucking loser, dude.
I know a lot of people like to bitch about nostalgia and Easter eggs being too prevalent, but in this movie they're really good. Like you have like Yuri Lowenthal as Spider-Man from Spider, like the PS4 Spider-Man, like in Spider Society. you have like the Prowler played by Childish Gambino, aka Donald Glover.
Loved that.
Which is an awesome fucking moment.
Hope we see him in that costume again.
I hope so too. And then there's a bunch of other tidbits.
So we can watch him die. Sorry. But we have to. That's
my favorite
rules.
My favorite Easter egg in the whole thing is just a regular rhino.
Yeah.
Because why did the regular rhino get out? How? But yeah, the whole scene of Miles getting everyone away from Spider HQ.
Yeah.
And then getting back there before anyone else does. And Spider-Bite letting him go home.
Yeah. Finally noticing him, but letting him go anyways.
Yeah. Which I was like, when I first saw Spider-Bite, I'm like, oh, she's definitely gonna be like the person who just like stays with Miguel because like she has no other choice. She's like, fuck it. And then we see her at the end of the movie. The whole ending of once he goes to 42, it makes my stomach curl every time I watch it because it's like there's an air of like unsettled. What the fuck am I talking about?
I don't know.
It makes me uneasy because you can feel the tension, the air of like something's not right because this doesn't look like a Miles world we know.
But it does, but it doesn't. And I love the way they set it up with him talking to his mom and the framing of for Gwen, her like being outside the window of his room like she's there. So it does feel they really do a good job of selling that like even though they explicitly tell you he got sent to the wrong universe. I mean, they don't say it out loud, but you see on the pad he got sent to Universe 42. You know he's not in the right place. But they do a great job of selling it like, no, they're all in the right place. They're all there with Miles because she's right outside the window and he's talking to his mom. And then it just slowly, like, his mom doesn't know any of their previous conversation for some reason. And
she doesn't know who Spider-Man is, even though Spider-Man's been around.
Right. It's like, no, you would know who Spider-Man is. Everyone knows who Spider-Man. Well, everybody knows that Spider-Man exists. Nobody knows who Spider-Man is. But except for in Earth 1999.
Shut the
for a moment. And then nobody knows who Spider-Man is again. Yeah. For a second there. Yeah.
No, but like that, the whole moment. Well, also when coming home to her dad and her dad quitting the force, and because he loves his daughter more than he loves his job.
Quitting the force mid conversation.
Yeah, that too.
This mask is my badge. Is
that whole scene is
powerful piece of cinema. Never saw it.
Good, man.
Nobody's gonna get that reference.
Every time I watch this movie, which actually I don't think I've seen this movie since it first came out, which is wild to me in the first place. Like I'm so tempted to give this 5 stars because of these small moments, especially with Gwen and her dad, where like they're debating philosophy at the same time as talking about the relationship. Is Spider-Man? That's Spider-Man. End of the day. Usually his villains are philosophical differences.
Oofta.
Yeah. But yeah, the whole ending after she gets Hobie's new bracelet that he's like, just create your own, which he's definitely stole from the place mid conversation with Miles. He's just breaking things to create his own.
I see. I was like, I don't think he stole one. He definitely made it, but I see he stole the pieces. I see. I was like, that is very much not of that universe.
No,
He stole the
it's
needed
definitely
few pieces because most of it was made in his universe. But like, I'm sure there is certain elements to it that you have to have from Spider Society.
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah, like, and then Gwen having to have a conversation with his parents, with Miles' parents, while Miles is in jeopardy, like realizing why is Uncle Aaron still alive?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, he's the Prowler, and it's like, fuck.
Yeah. Oh,
he
you're
is
the Prowler, and
it,
then it's like, no,
no,
he is, and then it's
that moment of seeing the Prowler in the ceiling is like
nuts.
dope. It's dope as hell, but like also like you have the second of like, who the fuck would be the Prowler in this universe? Is it? And you realize he's too skinny to be Jefferson Davis.
Well, I mean,
it's Miles Morales.
yeah. Well, see, I know. Why would you have ever thought it was Jefferson? You literally see the rest in peace tribute to Jefferson before that.
Yeah, before
so why you thought a dead guy was the Prowler is insane to me.
No, but it's like, who could it be? And it, I mean, say it's Miles of that universe because there is no Spider-Man.
Right. There is no Spider-Man. Sorry, I was typing Spider-Man as you said Spider-Man.
I'm trying to figure out who would be the Spider-Man of that universe because that spider is supposed to bite around the same time that Miles gets bit, and
I mean, probably just
around
Peter.
the same age. Peter's younger in that universe.
It feels like Miles is older in that universe. That's why he's taller and bigger, and.
But also that's cool because he had a harder life and he's more.
You don't grow taller because you had a harder life, you fucking idiot.
No, but
because if you did, I would be like 8.5 feet tall.
He holds himself differently, you cock.
Holding yourself differently doesn't just make you 6 inches taller. That's not how it works.
Well, Miles is also very timid, so his shoulders are always down, and he's just like, he likes to get small. He gets invisible. That's the whole thing. This Miles is very just like, he holds himself higher. He's a lot more confident in himself.
He's also just actively taller.
But before we realize that the Prowler is Miles, there's this like 2 seconds of like where Aaron hits the punching bag, where like you're thinking for a second they just kill fucking Miles.
Yeah, they make it look like there's blood splatter. I thought he was dead.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Ridiculous. No, there's.
Then Gwen has this.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No. I was moving on, but go ahead.
So was I.
Oh, well, you move on because I've been yapping.
I was gonna say there's just so many things about this movie where like I'm beginning to change my vote, but like there's so many things that make this movie more entertaining to me than Spider-Verse. They're into the Spider-Verse. I'm sorry. They're all Spider-Verse. Fuck. I hate the naming schemes for these movies.
I think the only difference is here is I'm listening to the Across the Spider-Verse soundtrack while we're recording this. I'm realizing that Into has a much better soundtrack. Just that there's few songs in Across's soundtrack and album that are significantly like they're really really good, but they're not like across the whole album isn't as good as the Into. I think that might be the only marker off I have for this movie.
Okay.
His whole album isn't as great as the originals.
It's better. It's not as great. It's better.
There's some songs here like "Am I Dreaming,"
Self-Love,
Calling, and Self-Love. Those
Calling.
3 songs. You definitely know Calling. Those 3 songs, I would be like, yes, those are better than the OG soundtrack. But I think the OG soundtrack as a whole is better.
Fair.
Making emails.
What do you mean? Why are you talking about emails?
I'll tell you later.
Bro got arrested. All right. I don't know. I feel like we could keep talking about this movie for an hour, but I do not have time to talk about it for an hour.
I know you don't. Across the Spider-Verse, I'm very close to just giving this the full 5 stars. It's at 4.5 right now on Letterboxd.
I'm kind of thinking about
very-
upping it now that my one problem isn't as much of a problem.
My one problem was dumb and stupid. I didn't know years.
Hey, man, I didn't know years, okay? I'm sorry. I'm old. I forget.
Yeah, ancient.
Literally
Very,
thousands
great
of years
movie.
old.
I need Beyond to come out so fucking fast, dude.
I have no faith in ever seeing it. It's
It has
Sony.
to,
I just
man.
don't trust them.
Question geek. Is this already the? Because Escape Pod Podcast is throwing this out here, and I want to give it. I want to throw out the question to you: Is this the greatest trilogy of all time?
No.
Even if Spider Beyond sucks.
No, because if Beyond sucks, I stand by the most important part of a trilogy is the ending. If the ending sucks, it's bad. Look at Star. Go ahead.
Return of the Jedi is the low point in that trilogy. Well, usually the low point when you talk about that trilogy. We talk about that trilogy as New Hope being the low point, but everyone else thinks Return is the low point.
Right.
So.
And why do you think we both said that the best of the trilogies was the prequels? Because it ended at the high point. It slowly got better. And that's why we said the sequels were the worst.
I never said that.
We did. Okay. Like the sequel trilogy as a whole was by far the worst trilogy. Why? Because the ending sucks. And that's why the original trilogy sits in the middle, because the ending was fine. It wasn't the best part of the trilogy, but it wasn't the worst. Therefore, it's not a bad trilogy. So if Beyond comes out and it's like the worst movie ever made, if it's The Flash, yeah, no, this isn't the best trilogy of all time. It's not. Like, that is how that works.
Even when you have 2 raging fire horses to start this trilogy.
Yeah, even then.
That's crazy. I think if Beyond, okay, what if Beyond's just decent? Like, it's just a good movie.
Then probably
decent, okay movie.
The greatest trilogy of all time. Probably, yes. But like, if it just sucks, no, this can't be the greatest trilogy of all time. Because ending on a true like shit show, I just can't respect it.
That's fair. That's fair.
I almost uploaded the last episode for the wrong time.
Wow, I would have fixed it anyways.
Not on. You wouldn't have fixed it on Spotify.
I uploaded it today. No, do that.
It was just an hour late.
Oh, okay. Well, that's different. Anyways, Geek's got somewhere to be. We talked about this for a long enough. We yapped for a long time about this movie. Let us know what you guys thought about Across the Spider-Verse. Is it better than Into, or is the deciding factor the soundtrack? Which soundtrack's better even? You know, look, both of them. Which movie's better? Which soundtrack's better?
Say some stuff down in the comments.
Fuck you. Remember to like, subscribe, do whatever podcasting format you prefer. Until next time, where we cover Logan, the Wolverine movie.
Another 5-star movie.